So tonight, I want to talk about failure. When I say I have been in the deepest of my feelings tonight, long story short, I attempted my first YouTube live tonight. I was super excited. I had everything organized in the way I wanted to present it. I practiced my perfect speech. I was ready to go. I had my PowerPoint ready. I was good to go. Went live and wah, wah, wah. Epic fail. I'm talking about nothing went right. I couldn't figure out how to connect my PowerPoint to my YouTube, and I couldn't figure out how to get the sound to work. It kept freezing up. It was saying it wasn't optimized for the... When I say I restarted my live at least 7 times and deleted them because it was epic fail. I was just so fucking pissed. I'm a Capricorn. You know, we're all about making sure that we put plans in place, contingency plans if needed. I immediately went into my normal routine of whooping my own ass. You didn't put enough time in. You didn't research enough. You should have did this. You should have did that. I never realized until tonight that I even did that. It made me stop and ask myself, who is talking to you right now? Because, you know, what we have to understand is everything comes from somewhere. You don't just haphazardly develop mindsets. And I've always been like that. When I'm a perfectionist, I hate to fail. And so when things don't go my way, I immediately go into this self-ass whooping routine where it's like, you should have did this, this, and that. You know you didn't do this. You always do that. Tonight, I did the same thing. And it was crazy because I didn't even realize I was doing it. And 99.9% of the time in my 40 years, it has caused me to just shut down. I handle everything that bothers me. If it hurts me, if it scares me, just shut down. And I can't figure out, where did we go, George? You know? Clearly, I exit stage left. But over the last couple of years, as I've been self-reflecting and learning about how I think and cleaning up my own stinking thinking, I've noticed that I definitely don't respond to situations the way I used to or react to them. I definitely have a more positive outlook as far as not dwelling in all the things that could go wrong or didn't go right. And I'm noticing that even when I do start to go into a certain mindset that would not serve me in any capacity, I'm able to recognize it and say, hey, I did a video called Mental AAA for the Emotions. I definitely suggest checking it out because it is changing my world. I'm literally in my car listening to music, vibing, and still in the back of my head thinking about all the things I did wrong and I should have did and I could have did and blah, blah, blah. And I turned the music down and I said, that's what you do. You do that. No, you do this all the time though. Where does that come from? So I had to ask myself, whose voice is in my head? Crazy part is what I had no choice but to accept is that literally every single person I have ever truly loved at one point or another did that to me. It was my fault. I was to blame. I was even put into situations I wasn't even present for. Yet and still, the people I love blame me for whatever went wrong. And of course, the earliest childhood memory would have started with my mother. I just was always wrong with her. You know, nothing I did was right. That is on repeat. I got a broken record player in my head on repeat. And it just manifests in reality in different forms through different people in various scenarios. Light bulb, mind-blowing moment here. Chick, When you gonna break that record player? They don't even make those no more. We need not play this broken record no more. You don't even have to buy anything physical. You can actually just download stuff online now. We could throw that thing away. Because I had such an epic failure tonight, me being who I am, I started doing research. I started looking into things and didn't realize just how much I didn't know that I needed to know. Because, you don't know what you don't know. But once you know better, you do better. Just FYI for those who acting like they don't get that. It was so many other things that I didn't think about. Just like, what? Wait, who? What? Clearly, there was more I needed to look into. And instead of me dwelling in all the things I did wrong and what I should have did and what I could have did and why didn't you and you always do this and here we go again and you ain't gonna get it right. Instead of getting stuck in that nonsense again, I just did some research. My failure has always been the key to my success. But what I realize is every single time I failed in life, I learned a lesson. I elevated spiritually or mentally. Anytime I've elevated, anytime I've evolved, it was because of a failure. Don't get it twisted. I have definitely fell into depression a few times over my failures. And the latest example would be my marriage. Those last 2 years of my marriage were me literally dragging myself out of my own gutter, rinsing off my own filth, shaking off my own self-indulging, sabotaging pity party. Because I had got so depressed that I literally was ready to slit my wrist in a closet. Then live another day on this earth. Woe is me. And life has always just been so hard. What kind of God would ever let them happen to me? I've never had a break. I was deep in it. Deep in my victimhood. But at that lowest point, thinking about the failure of that marriage, I picked myself up and said, bitch, did you forget who you was? It ain't too late to get another one. It's not the end. How about we figure out what we learned from this? It's the main reason I can't hate my ex-husband. I would not be here without him, without the lessons that he taught me. I would not have evolved. I would not have taken the time to really learn who I am, truly understand who I am and why I'm here. Life is what we choose it to be. I could either choose to drown in my misery, or I can choose to pick myself up, dust myself off, and make my L's lessons instead of losses. Today was eye-opening, and I love these type of moments. Look at you being all grown up and shit. Look at that. Who knew? If you go to the playlist, I have Who Am I? The Capricorn Secrets of the Zodiac. I drop chapters of my book every week, which is what I was trying to do when I had this epic failure tonight. People really don't understand just half of the bullshit I've been through and had no choice but to survive. Because I don't walk around looking like what I went through. I urge you to go read the first 5 chapters of my book, because it gives you a lot of tea that a lot of people had no clue was a thing. But everything happens for a reason and a season. There is nothing to be mad about. Tonight, the typical old me would have beat my own ass for the rest of the evening, and I would have been done. You probably wouldn't have heard from me for the next month or two because I'm just so defeated. Nope. Instead, new me said, let's just see what we needed to figure out to make sure that don't happen no more. And it opened up an entire new world of information that I didn't even know was a thing and something I needed to know. So clearly tonight was not the night to go live. So I'm always going to urge you to follow my crazy, because my journey comes from a place of not having all the answers but trying to find them. And in that, you might have some answers you can give me. And I feel like together, we're going to put the pieces of this puzzle of life together. But my life is my choice, and I choose not to live it in misery and not dwell in my failures, but take the lessons. I can't wait to share my journey with you. I am who I am for a reason. I've gone through what I went through for a reason. I am on the journey I am on for a reason in this season. I could definitely see this season being one of the best of my life. It could be yours too. Remind you, your life, your choice.